Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. This is another arena video. Where's Warlock Part 2? It ended very quickly, you don't need to worry about that. I ran into Trump, who is an extremely good streamer, twice, got terrible card draw on the first game, just got obliterated on the second game. The thing about arena is that you have a fairly limited selection of cards for obvious reasons. You have to design a deck based on the idea that, yes, you might just run into something that just kills you. And that happened. And that's cool. It's not really a big deal. I think that's going to resolve itself when the beta becomes more open, there are more players doing arena, so that you don't run into the same guy multiple times. I mean, you remember the last time I ran at the same hunter 3 times, then I ran to this guy twice, and that was a quick end to the Warlock deck. So, let's roll up something else. We don't have a Warlock as an option here, so we might go Shaman. Let's give that a bash, shall we? Shaman's got a lot of interesting ideas. Haven't really played much of Rogue or Druid, so I'm a bit more familiar with the Shaman. I'm feeling a bit more confident about that. The hero power of a Shaman, as you can see, is to summon a random totem. So, let's rock and roll and see how this one goes out for us, shall we? Alright. Okay, so opening up. Mana Addict. Yes, one of my personal favorites, but it doesn't really combo so well with the stuff that a Shaman can do. Master Swordsmith is a possibility. Spell Power is also a possibility. They're all good cards. I think I'm going to take a Swordsmith, though. We could really get something rolling very quickly with this one, because this can also apply to totems, by the way, so stuff that can't already attack may be able to then attack, which is a rather large advantage. Okay, what do we got? A Bloodlust. Ooh, that's a tasty card, isn't it? Very much so. I think we'll be taking that immediately. There's such a big potential for having a lot of minions out in the field. Kobold Geomancer, Mad Bomber, Corehound. Corehound sounds good in theory until you realize it's only got 5 health and can be very easily killed before it gets a chance to swing at anything. I like the Kobold Geomancer. It's 2/2 and +1 spell power, so any kind of early spells you're throwing out are great. Mad Bombers can be nice, but they can also kill your stuff. So it's a little bit too RNG for my tastes. Kobold Geomancer will be taken. An Earthshock, a Goldshire, Footman, or a Stranglethorn Tiger. That's a Silence. That could be critically useful. Also does damage as well. And a second Earthshock. Great. We're going to take both of those. We might even be able to get a third. Okay, Murloc Raider. Absolutely phenomenal 1-cost card. But then, of course, you've got Lightning Bolt, which is a little bit of damage as well. So I think we're going to take that. The way that this is going, it looks like we might be having something of a spell-casted focused deck. Now, we do have some stuff that actually does Overload. We've got one card that does it, Lightning Bolt. It's like 3 damage for 1 cost. That's crazy. Yeah, it's because of Overload. Overload is a mechanic that blocks off one of your mana crystals for use the next turn. So you can deal more damage. You've got that big burst potential, but that could be a problem. Unbound Elementals can get very, very powerful, and it gains it permanently. It's not just for that turn. The other options are Mad Bomber, again, which I'm trying to avoid because it's a little bit RNG, and then Precessive Loon, restore 4 health to your hero. Unbound Elemental it should be. Okay, what else have we got? Young Dragonhawk, Wind Fury. Interesting. And then, of course, another Wind Fury creature, and then the Dragonling mechanic. They're all pretty good. Wind Fury kind of sounds great on turn 1 if you can buff it. I don't have a huge amount of stuff that I can do that with, except for the Master Swordsmith, so I might take that, yeah. We need a couple more 1-cost cards, so I'm thinking that. A second Bloodlust, yeah. Sounds good. I just want to make sure I get that, and we have an epic as well. Have I no Murlocs so far? That's a shame, because a Murloc War Leader might be very useful here. Blood Knight, all minions lose Divine Shield, gain +3/+3 for every shield lost. Unless I really know that I'm going to be going up against a Paladin deck, this is probably not a good idea. It's not necessarily requiring a Paladin deck, but you've got to see more Pally-specific stuff that has that. Faceless Manipulator. Choose a minion, become a copy of that. Potentially fantastic. So we don't really have any Murlocs yet, and grabbing that without any Murlocs in my first 9, it's a bit of a risk, yeah? If I don't pull Murlocs, this will become a useless creature. You know, it's 3/3, and it may even end up buffing Murlocs on the other team. So Faceless Manipulator, I think. He says as he pulls a Murloc. Oh well. Dalaran Mage, more spell power. That wouldn't be terrible. A couple more spell power creatures might be useful. So I'm going to grab one of those. Flame Tongue Totem. Adjacent minions have +2 attack. That sounds pretty good, but there's also a Questing Adventurer there, which is very, very good. Those cards can really snowball out of control. We have a decent amount of creatures, and if we're looking for those kind of big attack buffs, I think this with a Bloodlust would be amazing, so let's do that. Another Kobold Geomancer is a possibility. Yep. There is a bit of card draw here in the form of the Acolyte of Pain, but it doesn't stay alive all that long. So I think we're going to grab another Kobold Geomancer. So currently got a lot of 1s, a lot of 2s. Don't have any big heavy creatures as of yet. Acidic Swampoos. Always nice to just have one. You know? If they get a weapon, you can destroy it. That sounds great. But I am lacking in taunt right now. I don't really have any of that whatsoever. So we're going to grab a shield bearer. Alright, another rare. Lava Burst. Deal 5 damage with the Overload. There's also a Stealth Creature Secrets. There's no point in grabbing the Secret Keeper. Shamans don't have any. A 7/5 Assassin would be quite nice, but I'm thinking we get that Lava Burst. Again, we've got some Spell Power creatures. Rockbiter Weapon. An Iron Fur Grizzly and a Fire Elemental. Rockbiter Weapon, quite nice for those kind of big bombs, but we are lacking in Taunt, I think. I want some more Taunt, so I'm going to grab the Iron Fur Grizzly here. Alright, Angry Chicken. Yeah, it's kind of a gimmick card. Unless you can really rely on being able to buff up the health of this thing, it's kind of useless. Crazed Alchemist, swap the attack and health of a minion. Potentially very useful. Then Sunwalker, that's a lot of Taunt, a lot of Divine Shield. It's going to be a little bit gimmicky, but it can also be massively powerful. There's not much on my team that would benefit from it, but you can apply that to an enemy minion. Yeah, that's a really nice thing to think about there. Right now, though, I'm thinking of just some heavier absorption. Taunt, Divine Shield, always nice. Speaking of Taunt, we've got some more possibilities there. Taunt and Enrage. I love this creature. It's certainly one of my favorites. If you can get that out on turn 3 and you somehow get a bit of damage to it, it can start really wrecking face. Fire Elemental's nice as well, don't get me wrong, but we're going to grab that Taunt Warrior. Alright. A weapon. Not a bad idea. Stormforged Axe. That also gives me another Overload, which means that my Elemental will do well. Spellbreaker's pretty nice too with the Silence, but I do have 2 Earthshocks, so I do have some Silence in my deck, so we're going to take that. Knife Juggler, one of my personal favorites. Cold Light Oracle. Draw 2 cards for either side, not too bad, and then Mind Control Tech. That's a bit RNG for my tastes. Knife Juggler is as well, but it's still a really solid creature in its own right, so I'm going to grab that. I have no forecast stuff here. Second Flame Tongue. That might be a possibility. Venture Mercenary. Your minions cost 3 more. I mean, that sounds terrible, and it kind of is, but you can get a very powerful creature out on turn 5 with it. So it's a hard choice to make. But if I've got a lot of creatures, I probably don't want this. So I think we will take a second Flame Tongue Totem, so we've got those buffs available. What else have we got? Loot Hoarder. That's a little bit of card draw there. Nothing wrong with that, but we were talking about that Acidic Swamp Ooze earlier, so I think we're going to take some of that. Alright, Earthshocks. A third one. Or we could get some Forked Lightning. We don't have that yet. And that plus Spell Power minions would be very potent. And that's yet more Overload, as we saw earlier. Magma Razor. Harvest Golem, Fire and Elemental. We don't have any big heavy hitters right now, so I'm thinking Fire Elemental. Still have no 4s. That might be a good chance to get one, but there's another Unbound Elemental, which would work very well with my Overload stuff. Scarlet Crusader and the Silver Moon Guardian there, both Divine Shield creatures, which is not too bad. They'll absorb their first hit, but there you go. Ah, I love this. Ancestral Healing. It's a freebie. It gives you Taunt and restores a minion to full health and doesn't cost you anything. Absolutely fantastic card. That leaves me with a few left. More Forked Lightning, more potential Bloodlust. Having a lot of Bloodlust in my deck would be good. That would take it up to 3 Bloodlusts, but I would like some more Lightning Bolts. I think having 2 Bloodlusts is probably good enough. The ability to deal out early damage would be great. Another Flame Tongue Totem, yeah, we could do that. And now we just maybe need a couple of really heavy hitters. There's my first 4-cost creature, and we got an epic out of that. Wow, which one do we want to go for? Hungry Crab. Destroy a Murloc in game +2/+2. Is that Ghostcrawler? A Doomhammer, Wind Fury, and Overload. So that sounds great. And then, of course, another Murloc War Leader. Another weapon, I think. Doomhammer. Sounds good. All right. So that's not too shabby a deck. I think there's a lot more casting potential in this one. Lacking board clear, but have a ton of power up. Like, we could get some creatures out in the field and do some major damage quite early. So there's a lot of possibilities there. And I do have a couple of Forked Lightnings, which will do quite nice for that. And Earthshocks can be used to pick off individual creatures. Decent amount of Taunt, although not that much. I think if I'm lacking in anything, it's probably Taunt. I only have a couple of creatures that have it, and 1 Ancestral Healing to give it to my creatures. So that could be a problem. But, of course, you need to bear in mind that there is the possibility of grabbing one of those totems that have the Taunt on them, the Stoneclaw totems, via my Totemic Power. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's see how it turns out. Please don't give me Trump again. I don't know how this would even do against Trump's deck. Not from what it probably wouldn't go that well. We'll see. Ooh, right then. I'm intrigued to see how this goes. I think I've got a lot of interesting possibilities here. All right. Yeah, who is that? I don't know. He's a rogue. Okay. All right, playing rogue. All right, let's see what we got. So, this is good. Acidic Swamp Ooze was a good thing to have. I am fairly happy with what I've got here. So I'll be able to destroy an opponent's weapon when I bring it in, which is nice, considering the rogues consistently summon the damn things. Earthshock and Ancestral Healing. Yeah, there's all sorts of possibilities there. And then I've got that Bloodlust sitting in my hand, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going second as well, which is my preferred. That means I can get that Acidic Swampooze out immediately if I like, but I'm not going to do that because he is not going to use his Dagger Mastery there. So what I'll probably do, actually, is just use him to get a taunt out. Actually, I don't have to. I could just get a taunt creature out. That's going to force him out of stealth pretty much immediately, which is great. I could even heal him up with the Ancestral Healing next turn. So yeah, alright, cool. That's a good start. I don't have to use my coin yet. I could use my coin for an earlier Bloodlust if I got a couple more creatures out in the field. As it stands, I only kind of have 2, so Bloodlust would help. I mean, it does give a nice little upgrade to him as well. He's not going to be able to kill that. He could take it down to 1. I could heal it right back up again if I like. Or I could let it die. Good question. Good question. So, what have I got? I could Earthshock that Worgen Infiltrator out of play. And then I could coin, and then I could use the Acidic Swampooze to break that knife. Admittedly, well, that's going to force him to bring out another knife, yeah, which is going to kind of limit him. So we could do that. He's probably going to take another swing and take out that Shield Bearer, but it's not the worst thing ever. So, alright, we're going to Earthshock. That's going to take that creature out of play. And then we're going to coin, and then we're going to Acidic Swampooze, which is going to destroy the weapon. We could then just Ancestral Heal and get him right back up, but right now, unless he spends 2 more mana to take another swing, he's not going to be able to do anything. So I'm happy with how that is. Cool. That seemed to work fairly well. Fan of Knives goes out. All right. Gets a card draw as well. That's nice. I actually haven't seen that before. It's interesting. All right, what do we got? Lightning Bolts and no other potential whatsoever. So I could actually just flat out deal 6 damage to him right now. But bear in mind that Overload comes into play, which means that next turn I won't be able to do anything. However, I can't do anything next turn anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. And we can still play the totems. So let's play the totem first, because we might get something that improves spell power. And we did. Great. Cool. I can now deal 4 damage to him. That's phenomenal. So there you go. We're going to go pop, pop, pop. I might even Ancestral Healing on that Swampooze, but probably not worth it. That's like my only Ancestral Healing in the deck. I might want to use it later. I like my current position. This is going to force him into some tough choices, I think. I'll be able to get my Doomhammer out on turn 5. Obviously, it's going to limit me to only 2 after this, but again, not that big a deal. Oh, he's actually going... Oh, that's weird. It pointed at the totem, but it went for something else. Okay, whatever. Out comes Bloodfen Raptor. And a Backstab going in to take out my Wrath of Air Totem. Alright, cool. So he's managed to clear out my board quite nicely. But I have done significant damage to him already. Alright, an Unbound Elemental. That will be able to tank the kind of damage that's coming out from him. And if he attacks it with Bloodfen Raptor, it will die. I also have Ancestral Healing. I could create a taunt creature with it. Admittedly, I would maybe prefer not to do that. Especially considering I could buff him up next turn. But I do need to get a creature out on the field. There's no question about that. So we'll see if he has the damage potential to take out that elemental immediately. Don't have anything else. That was pretty much my entire mana pool there. So we're just going to let that slide. You know, giving him Taunt is nice, but I might not want to tempt him into it. He may decide to attack me instead of my creature, which means that I can bring out the Doomhammer next turn, buff him up a little bit, and then things start to get really wild. But looks like he's going to be playing something on me. Sap. Alright, returns it to the minion's hand. Alright, that's kind of annoying. But it didn't kill it, so, you know, hey, I do have it. So I could still get my Doomhammer out, but that's gonna cause me to have to wait, which is not ideal. So it's now starting to do damage to me. Alright, well, I don't have the... Ooh, 2 Unbound Elementals. Fancy, fancy. There's a... I could think a couple of turns ahead here and maybe make that work. Bloodlust isn't going to help me at all here. Do I get out the Doomhammer and start to take swings with it? That will overload, but it will ensure that my one of my Unbound Elementals can be played next turn. But it doesn't gain the overload bonus. I think I should probably still get this thing out so I can just start taking swings. It's Wind Fury. It's very powerful. I can clear the board with it. Let's get it out there. It's got a lot of durability as well. It's going to last for a while. So we're going to start by taking a swing there. I'll take 3 damage, but I get his stuff off the board. There we go, and there's another, and that's that. Cool, so I'm going to have my Doomhammer for a while, unless he has some kind of card that can get rid of it. Dragonling Mechanic coming out. Okay, so he evidently doesn't. I could play an Unbound Elemental next turn. He's going to take a swing at me, and currently my weapon's kind of off, so it's not going to actually do anything. He's starting to equalize quite nicely here, but I can start to beat on him pretty hard. Okay, what have I got? Unbound Elemental, or I can summon a Totem, and then that'll kind of be it. He has decent damage potential. I could kill the Dragonling off, but I am taking damage in the process, which is definitely not ideal. So I'm going to throw down one of my Elementals, and I think I'm going to just... I might just put Taunt on it, actually. There we go. I just want to try and protect myself from more damage. In the meantime, I'm going to take some swings at him, take him down to 14. And I'm sort of setting things up here. If he doesn't get a taunt out, I may be able to throw down that Bloodlust once I've got a couple of creatures out, and things will start to get a bit wild. So, let's see how it goes. Oh, dear. Well, I got Whelps. That's... Oh, and he comboed it as well. That's less than ideal. Alright, he has Leroy Jenkins, which is 6-2. Great. And Cold Blood combo coming in as well. Jeez, that just got murdered. I'm probably dead next turn, thanks to that. That completely screwed me over. I can deal 3 damage, I could kill off that, but that's a 6 now. I mean, that's a 6 creature, and I don't have any clear to get rid of it. Bollocks. I think I've just died, flat out. It just turned around out of nowhere. I could throw down the Sunwalker, but it's gonna die in 1 hit, which is less than ideal. Or I could throw down the Fire Elemental, which would kill off his Leroy Jenkins card, but it would still leave these 2. Is that just for his turn? That must be just for his turn. What does it do? Let's have a look. Cold Blood. No, it's not. What? 1 cost for that. That's insanely good. Jesus. Alright, okay, I'm in big trouble now. Do I get the damage potential out? Snipe that. And then just... Well, I can't get that out because I'll die. I mean, it's just as simple as that. I've got to get the taunt creature out. I have no choice. And then I've got to take 2 swings at him. I can't take any more damage than I currently have. Unless I can somehow kill him next turn. That's going to take him down. Yep, alright. I don't really have much of a choice, I think. I've got to kind of go for it. It was either that or I try and kill off one of those and then just get backstabbed to death, which is a possibility, so... I don't know if I made the right call there. I guess we'll find out soon, won't we? So, he's going to take most likely 1 hit from the Dragonling mechanic. Yeah, so that's going to kill him. He's going to die as well. That leaves the Leroy Jenkins open. He's still got 8 mana, so now he probably just kills me flat out with something. Yep, so where's the follow-up? Head crack. Yeah, that would do it. Well, that went wrong really fast. Oh, God. That was not good. Not a good start. That was not a good start. Okay, let's get right into the second one then. See how that goes. Alright, a druid deck. Okay, Forked Lightning, Earth Shock. So I got spells, and not much else. I'm thinking of just chucking the Fire Elemental, because I just want an earlier creature. Which, I get a Flame Tongue Totem, which is not ideal, but whatever. And I get a Fire Elemental anyway. Alright, great, awesome. Well, I guess I just toss out a Forked Lightning. No, I'm an idiot. Why would I do that? That only does damage to minions anyway. I'm out of my mind. Jesus, shut up. Stop talking, brain. Evidently something is wrong with you. Alright then. Ogre Magi. It's not going to be all that helpful. There's not much that I really can. I'll probably just stomp a totem, actually, for the time being. And that is a healing totem. Cool. So, he's either going to have to deal with that, or he's not going to be able to do much to me. Good. Flame Tongue Totem, by the way, will apply to that, so I can turn that into a creature that can attack. He gets a 2/2 creature out with Taunt. Alright. So he can eliminate that if he likes. I do have a Lightning Bolt available. I could eliminate it. And I might. I'm actually very tempted to do so. I could just Earth Shock it, which would silence it, meaning it doesn't have Taunt anymore, but I think probably just Lightning Bolt the damn thing. And then I could bring out the Flame Tongue Totem, which will actually buff this up, and then I could attack with the Healing Totem, which sounds bizarre, but yes, you can do that. So, we're gonna Lightning Bolt that, and then we're gonna play this, and then we are going to attack with the Healing Totem. Just beat him around the head with it. That's, if you want to visualize how that works, Thrall grabs the totem and just beats Malfurion around the head with it. It's a wonderful sight. Okay, next turn I would have actually had an Ogre Magi, but since I overloaded, I won't be able to bring it out, which does kind of suck. It would have been nice to get that bonus attack. Acolyte of Pain comes out. Got to watch out for that, because that could cause a lot of out-of-control card draw. Ah, but a Master Swordsman comes out. Ooh. Oh, I could silence that to make sure that card draw doesn't happen. He's probably still going to get one card draw out of it, but he wouldn't get any more, which is fairly reasonable. I could then also kill it with the Healing Totem, or I could just leave it be. Master Swordsmith. I'm thinking we're going to go with that strategy. Master Swordsmith, which is going to get a buff right there. It's also going to buff other stuff. And maybe we just Earth Shock the Acolyte of Pain. Does he get the card draw? No, he doesn't. Wow, okay, so the silence actually triggers before that does. That's cool. Sweet. I can kind of just leave him be, or I could just kill him. Yeah, let's just get him off the field. Why not? It's not going to kill my totem anyway. And then my Master Swordsmith is going to start giving damage to stuff, which is that one. Great. Now my Flame Tongue totem can attack. So basically, he's dual-wielding totems and smacking Malfurion around the head with it. It's a wonderful mental image. Okay. Next turn, I have the option of Ogre Magi, also Forked Lightning as a possible combination if he plays a bunch of creatures, which would leave me able to throw a lot of nasty stuff at him. But it depends what he's got. Let's see. Ah, Taunt. All right. Okay. That's a pretty good one as well. I love that card. Unless I'm playing against it, then I absolutely despise it. Alternatively, I could throw down the Kobold Geomancer for the same effect. Throw down the... I wonder... That must trigger twice, then. 2 random enemy minions. There's only 1 enemy minion. I can kill it. Sweet. This would work really well. So the question is, do I get the Ogre Magi, the Kobold out, and maybe get another totem? I think we get the Ogre Magi out. It's just a big, stompier, scarier creature. There we go. And then what we do is we... Oh, damn it. I should have seen that one coming. You need 2 minions for that to work. Alright, well, I screwed that up a little bit, didn't I? To say the least. So that Swordmaster's going to be a problem. He can basically assassinate anything that I've got. And I can't ignore him either. Bollocks. So either I lose 2 of my creatures this turn to kill the Swordmaster, or I'm thinking I'm just going to leave it be. Yeah. I should have played the Geomancer, then I could have at least stomped a totem down. So, I just want to keep this Swordsmith alive so it keeps buffing stuff. We'll see what he decides to do. Oh, he silenced it. That's unfortunate. So it's not going to be doing that anymore. Oh, well, never mind. Again, it's only a 2-cost card. So that's not too bad. Alright, so he could just go straight for me, or he could assassinate one of my totems or kill my Swordsmith. But at least I'll only lose 1 creature instead of losing 2, which is what would have happened earlier, and then I can actually throw down my Forked Lightning, which would get rid of him anyway. Alright, so he decides to take that out, which actually was the best option he could have possibly come up with. Forked Lightning is not going to kill him, but I could kill him off with the Swordsmith. Or maybe I could do something else. Maybe I could just Earth Shock him, which would actually get him out of the way, then play the Geomancer, then Forked Lightning, which would absolutely kill everything. Alternatively, I could play the Fire Elemental and deal 3 damage. I'm thinking we're going to go with the strategy that we came up with. So we play the Geomancer, which actually takes Forked Lightning up to 4 damage, which is going to get... We don't even have to Earth Shock. Why even waste it? That's going to kill it. So there we go. We cast it out, and bang, bang. His entire army just evaporates, which leaves me with that spare mana. It leaves me with a direct shot at the throne right there. There we go. So we're going to go bang, and we're going to go bang, and then we're going to... I should have summoned the totem before that, actually. That was kind of silly, because that could have had something useful in it. And it was a Searing Totem. Whatever. Not really a big deal. Cool. Great. I feel like I'm in a really solid spot. The only thing I'm currently lacking is Taunt. That could kill me very easily. Druid, what's Druid's kind of board clear? Not much. I know he's got some, I think Swipe will affect multiple creatures, but I'm in a pretty good spot right now. My Earth Shock will now do 3 damage as well. He's playing his coin. He's going to bring out something heavy. Alright, cool. Ancient of War. Alright, well, it's got Taunt, that's fine, I've got an Earth Shock, I can silence that and bypass him completely. But it does mean that he has a 5/10, which is going to start taking really nasty swings at me very soon. So, that's something to consider. I'm overloaded as well, which means I can't play the Fire Elemental. Not that that would have done much to that anyway. Okay, we Earth Shock that. Oh! It cancels that too! That's incredible! Wow! That's amazing, I had no idea it was going to do that. And that's awesome, and now he's in serious trouble. Alright, cool. Do we play the Tauren Warrior? That would be Taunt, so yes, we do. It's either that or Stomp a Totem. Alright, so I can just throw some kind of worthless creatures at it. I can throw this at it to get rid of it, and then this at it to get rid of it, and then I can just take straight swings, right at him for another 7 damage, and this is a wonderful situation to be in. Cool. I guess it would. I mean, I guess it would just get rid of it all. The silence, as far as I can tell, silence just clears out every benefit. So anything that's written on the card is gone. That appears to include all of those bonuses. So his Ancient of War, which he just burned his coin to get out, by the way, is now gone. So he's in a bad way. He's in a bad way. The only thing that he does have going for him is he has a massive hand of cards, which I certainly do not. So he could be bringing out all sorts of crazy nonsense. Demolisher comes out. That's kind of a... I mean, that could be annoying, certainly. It could pick off one of my cards. And he's gone Mark of Nature on that to buff it up. Okay, fair enough. I can probably just ignore it. And that's what I'm gonna do, I think. My Tauren Warrior will most likely take damage from it. I could even poke at it to actually trigger my Tauren Warrior to go... Yeah, I should do that, actually, because that's going to buff him up. There we go. Now he's 5-2. The Healing Totem's going to heal him back up for that, so that's cool. And then we're going to throw out another Geomancer. And then we've got the Fire Elemental as well. Man, I wish I had a spell right now. That would actually be wonderful. So, I can't get past him right now, but I can do damage to him, certainly. That would take him down to 3. Do I have something that could take a swing and kill it? Yes, absolutely. I mean, I could throw my Ogre Magi at it. It's a shame that I can't kill it with something a little bit weaker, but it is what it is. So, I will only be able to, like, hit him with 2 that turn, but it does get rid of a fairly buffed and powerful creature, and it does leave me with this lineup, which is very powerful. So I'm fairly happy with how that's going. Man, if only I had my Bloodlust now, that would be incredible, but I haven't pulled it all game, so it happens. It happens. Such is the way of Arena. So I have enough to kill him next turn unless he can do something about that. Shapeshifts to give himself some armor. Alright. Oh, that's amusing. I didn't know that. Turns out that Enrage goes away if you heal back up to full health. I had no idea that was the case. Interesting. Huh. That's actually not well... Oh, and he threw a big game hunter out there without being able to kill anything with it. That sucks. Wow, that must hurt for you. Alright, I think he's probably dead. Yeah, he's absolutely dead. But yeah, apparently Enrage cancels when you go back to full health. Alright. There we go, GG. That went well. But that's useful to know. Be careful, if it heals you back up to full health, your Enrage disappears. As you can see, I don't play Shaman that much. I'm going to be unlocking my Bloodlusts for my main decks, so that's always good. Alright, so, that also gets me something towards the Shaman victory. Now, of course, the possibility of queuing against the same guy twice works both ways. I'm fairly confident that I can deal with his deck. That would go pretty well. Like, it didn't seem to have much druid stuff. Like, I was trying to work out what exactly it was for, but... Meru. It's priest deck. Okay. These guys can be nightmarish. That's a nice amount. But I go first. Would have been nice to get that spell power out early, but I don't want the overload so early anyway, so yeah, I'll just keep it, and then I can even use it to buff up the Earthbound Elemental. So it's kind of giving me a combo there. It's saying play this on turn 2, it's saying wait till like turn 4 to play the Unbound Elemental, then the Lightning Bolt, and then you can deal with the overload and so on and so forth. Even have a Dalaran Mage for that possibility, but... Doesn't quite line up the way that I hoped it would, but when I thought it through, I mean, you can't really get that big turn 3 combination, but oh well. Coin going down immediately, so evidently he's spotted something in his hand that he really, really wants. Alright, Direwolf Alpha. Okay, first card out of the board. I could just kill it if I wanted, or I can just get my own minion out. I don't want to burn an overload so early on because that delays me getting out my 3-cost creatures by a turn, which is not ideal. Alternatively, I could roll the dice on a totem, but that seems like a pretty bad idea. So out goes the Kobold Geomancer, so he can either just choose to kill it and get rid of his Direwolf Alpha, or he can ignore me. The Direwolf Alpha, of course, is going to buff stuff adjacent to it, so it can be a fairly dangerous early creature if he like pulls 2 1-cost creatures and that stays alive, then things get a bit hairy. But we'll see what he's got. he already burned his coin, so that means he probably didn't have a 1-cost creature, and he most likely didn't draw one either. Otherwise, he would have played that and saved the coin till later, in theory. Aside from that, I need to be thinking ahead a few turns here. So that Unbound Elemental will gain 1/1 if I cast the Lightning Bolt. That's something to consider there, but it does mean I have to delay the Unbound Elemental coming... Actually, no, I don't have to delay it coming out. I don't at all. Oh, he doubles the minion's health. Using a Divine Spirit so early is quite surprising. I would have saved that for something crazy, but alright, whatever. Okay, so what do we got? We could bring out the Unbound Elemental, which would deal quite nicely with that, and then we actually have 2 Overload cards that would benefit quite nicely from it, so we're going to bring that out first, I think, and then next turn, we could actually play both the Stormforged Axe and the Lightning Bolt, which would be wonderful. Cool. Patience, patience. Would be nice to get the Dalaran Mage out to get that extra 1 damage, but it doesn't matter that much, yeah? I'm kind of obsessing over spell power minions here, which I probably shouldn't be doing. Seems a little silly. I also want to make sure that I burn those overloads now before my Fire Elemental has a potential coming out. Lesser heal brings it back up to 4. Alright. Okay. Is he going to go right for me, or is he going to attack my Elemental? Good question. Obviously, I'm going to be able to buff my Elemental up, so he's going right for me with it. Okay, I think I'm fine then. Cool. Okay, so we got some possibilities. But I just did get a Taunt creature there. I'm thinking, do I want to get that? Do I want to bring out my Taunt creature and then just use 1 Lightning Bolts? That might not be the terrible idea. I mean, that does mean that at least this Direwolf Alpha can't go for me. Yeah, that's a safer option, I think. It's either that or play the big combo and say, oh, look at me, I'm like 4-5. He can be 4-5 next turn. So, let's play it a bit safe. There we go. Out comes the Taunt creature. Then I got the Lightning Bolt. What do I want to do with the Lightning Bolt, you might ask? I could throw it straight at him, or I could throw it at the Direwolf Alpha. Direwolf Alpha is not much of a threat right now, but he could be. He could be buffed up, and of course, if he plays a bunch of other creatures next turn, that could get messy. So, I'm thinking... oh, God, I don't want to Lightning Bolt that damn thing. I really don't. I want to Lightning Bolt him, but he could just heal it. So, yeah, whatever. Just smack him. Just smack him about a little bit, and if he tries to attack next turn, he's going to run right into the Grizzly. So I'm going to just use him to directly attack. There we go. And next turn, I could play the Stormforged Axe. The problem is, if I do play that, it's going to mean that I don't get my Fire Elemental out, so I'll probably just hold on to that. Just get that turn 6 Fire Elemental out, so I've got that big damage creature. Even if he does heal that, it's still going to die if it tries to attack me. Because lesser heal only gets 2 damage healed rather than 3. So he should be... You know, unless he wants to Divine Spirit it again, which would be stupid, actually, because I'm pretty sure that works off your current health, not your base. In fact, I know that it does. So he's not going to Divine Spirit it. I wonder what he's going to do. He's currently relying on this 1 down wolf. I have to wonder what else is in his hand if he's waited this long. What do you got? What do you got? Magma Erasure comes out 6-1, in fact, with the buff. So that can be dangerous. We'll need to get rid of that. Down it goes to 5-1. So I can just poke it, but I don't really have anything to poke it with. That's the problem. Nothing that wouldn't get me killed immediately. Can't heal that back up. Dalaran Mage can be played. Don't want to sacrifice my Unbound Elemental quite yet, because it's just got that damage potential. Can't quite heal out. I could play the Stormforged Axe, which means that I could take a swing, kill that Magma Rager, and still live. But that means I don't get my Fire Elemental out on turn 6, so that's kind of problematic. I'm thinking we just maybe use the Iron Fur Grizzly. I don't have the means to heal it right now. I don't want to kind of risk the totem not being the one that I want, so Dalaran Mage out. Kill that immediately. Too much damage potential, and then go straight at him. Alright, cool. So turn 6, we look for the Fire Elemental. At that point, we can then go for something like Doomhammer or Stormforged Axe, both of which have Overload, which is going to power this creature up a little bit more. I also have that spell power, but that's not going to apply to anything that I have in my hand right now. Wind Fury Overload is nice, especially if you can buff yourself up in some way, but I don't think I have a card that would do that. So, alright, let's see what he plays. Don't have any Taunt, but he has no creatures on the field, so there's no immediate threat. And now he has a Taunt Stealth creature. How does that work? How does Taunt and Stealth work? Because I can't directly target him. Do I just bypass him entirely? I have no idea. I actually have no idea. What happens?
Vaporization commencing.
It looks like Taunt doesn't trigger. I guess it couldn't, really, because it's in stealth. I can't target it, which means that Taunt doesn't work. Ha! I've never seen that before. Cool, so I can bypass it if I like, but But it does mean there's a 4-2 creature kind of roaming around, which is not so nice. I might just equip my Doomhammer here. I could bring an Ogre Magi out, or I could bring out the Fire Elemental. Which do I want to do? That was a Battlecry minion, so that's actually not that important to sort of eliminate there. It's actually a bit of a tough call. Which do I want to do? I would give him that boost if I brought my Doomhammer out. I did want that turn 6 Fire Elemental, but I'm thinking right now I probably want this more. But it does have... It's got too much overload on it. That means even next turn I won't be able to play that. Screw it. We're playing the Fire Elemental. And we're going to do 3 damage directly to him. There we go. And we're going to bypass him entirely, because we can. Lol, 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 lol. There we go. Just kind of beat on him. Taunt and Stealth. That is... I've never seen that before. That's super annoying. Double Taunt! And a lot of buffs. Suddenly this got a little bit ugly. Alright. And another buff. Doubling the minion's health up to 6. Wow. Annoying. Is he going to go right for me? He could. He'd go for my Fire Elemental, but he would lose his creature, and he's put a lot of investment into that already, so maybe that might not be the best idea. Looks like he wants to get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. He's out of stealth now, so we'll be able to do something to him. But I might take damage in doing so. I don't want to take a swing at him. I don't have a lot of options, though. It is a creature with 5. Alright. Could equip the Doomhammer, but there's too much taunt. And I'm just going to take a lot of damage if I do that. I could get my own taunt out, which is going to keep them off my back for a little while. Got Ogre Magi as well. Not going to really help me too much, but it is another creature with 4/4, so hey. I'm thinking... At this point, what we do is maybe we just throw out Ogre Magi, Shield Bearer, Stormforged Axe, so I can start attacking myself and start to work on these guys. There we go. Do I want to do the Stormforged Axe, or do I want to stomp a totem? That's a hard call. This is RNG, this isn't. This is Overload for next turn, but I should have enough mana to play what I want anyway. Tough call. I don't really want to take swings at either of these guys, because quite frankly, they just do way too much damage. Tough call, tough call, tough call. At least if they go for me, I can swing back if I've got this thing, so... Alright, I have a weapon. I've overloaded for next turn, but hey. Alright, so who do I eliminate? Well... I'm gonna get rid of that taunt creature. There we go. And then I am left to deal with the other one, which is rather irritating. I'm just gonna throw my mage at it, I think. And I could just kill it. But it's going to deal 5 damage to me if I do that. But it will leave him with very few creatures. And I still have this big stompy guy and a taunt to protect him. So, yeah. Okay. That's... It was going to hurt me in some way, right? It was probably going to hurt me in some way. The thing is, the Shield Bearer would have kind of absorbed it unless he'd taken the Shield Bearer out first and then just gone directly at me. So, it was hard to say either way. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Alright. I still have that 6/2 and the 4/4 there. I've got a Doomhammer available if I want to play that. That's going to stack up yet more Overload, which is definitely not good, but it does give me that big Wind Fury. And of course, if I happen to pull a Blood Rage, he just immediately dies. Alright, he burned most of his mana on that and has no taunt. He throws a lesser heal out on himself, so things are not looking so rosy for him, but he does have a decent amount of damage potential. Doesn't take out my taunting creature, though. Knife Juggler. It's not remotely helpful to me at this stage. But, hey, it is another creature, right? I can go straight through him and do 10 damage. I can't kill him. Like, even if I bring out my Doomhammer, that's only going to give me 4... So that's going to do 14. So, I can't kill him yet. If I get the Knife Juggler out and maybe stomp a totem down, then things might start to get a little bit interesting. Let's do that. Let's see what we get. And that's a healing totem. That's kind of cool. And that also does get me that 1 knife attack. I think we just start taking swings at him. I really think we can just break him down at this stage. There we go. Cool. So he's dead next turn unless he can do something really major. Is there anything else I can do? Don't think so. Yep, can only attack once per turn, I'm afraid. So, yeah, that's all I can do. But I do have that one guy with the taunt there, and he's going to get a little bit of a heal as well, which is going to be very, very nice. Alright, so what can he do? Mind Control, but that still wouldn't save him. He basically needs a taunt to stop me from overrunning him next turn. And Even if he gets that, I can probably kill him because I have a Doom Hammer, and then I can just take a double swing at him. So let's see what he's got. First, he's probably going to get rid of my taunt creature, and then he's going to try and clear my board, maybe. He can't rush me down, not with what he's got on the board right now. So what's he going to do? He could, of course, heal himself a bit, but that's not going to help too much. You can't great a heal because I've only got one card in my hand, so that's not going to help him. There's a lot of targets there. A lot of targets. It's ugly. He's going to have to get rid of that taunt creature first. He'll probably do it with his least damaging one. There you go, so that's rid of that. Now what's he doing? Okay, destroy him in with 3 or less attack. That's Shadow Word Pain. That gets rid of another one of my creatures. Can he kill all my stuff? He actually can. He'll lose all of his stuff doing it, but yeah, he can kill all of my stuff. Which is a bit annoying. I do have a Doom Hammer, though. So, yeah, as irritating as that is, I can still maybe just crack him with the Doom Hammer a couple of times, and then he's going to go down. Ah, but he brings out a taunt creature, so he's not out of it yet. Irritatingly. Faceless Manipulator. Not really the card I was looking for. I either play that or I play my Doom Hammer. Doom Hammer would let me take a swing, and it would kill that Silverback Patriarch eventually, but it's not ideal. The Faceless Manipulator would give me a Silverback Patriarch, so I gain that taunt, but I don't gain much damage potential. Not so good. Yeah, but overall my choices here are just not great. I'll probably play another totem and just get my Doom Hammer out and start taking swings at this stage. And I get a taunt, which is always nice. Okay, Doom Hammer. Out it comes. Cool, so we can kill the Silverback Patriarch immediately, so that gets rid of his taunt potential. At least for the time being. I take a decent amount of damage in doing so, which is kind of lousy, but hey. I wasn't going to use my Faceless Manipulator there. The thing is, if he draws some really uber creature next turn, I can just copy it, and then he's going to be in serious trouble. Bear in mind, I do still have a significant advantage here. Angry Chicken. What's he going to do? He's going to try and enrage it, I guess. If he does that, I could become the Angry Chicken. But he hasn't managed to do that yet. That gets rid of my taunt. Alright, Forked Lightning. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'm going to toss the Forked Lightning out. See what that hits. Alright, that's actually triggered the Angry Chicken. Which might be good, because I could be that Angry Chicken. I could have that. Can't use it next turn, though. But it would be kind of annoying for him, wouldn't it? Shall we become the Angry Chicken? I guess we probably shall. Alright, Searing Totem. And do I want to have the Angry Chicken? I really do. Just for comedy effect, for the most part. It would actually make more sense for me to just grab that, because it's got more health. But I kind of find this funny. I'm sorry, I do. It's kind of hilarious. I think we're just going to try and beat him down, honestly, at this stage. I don't want to take swings at any of these guys. The Angry Chicken will do 6 damage to me. Although, if I kill it and clear it, then I have an Angry Chicken and he doesn't. Admittedly, you can kill it with the Temple Enforcer, but... it's a tough choice. I don't have a lot on the board, really. I don't have a lot on the board. Taking swings at him. There's the heal going off. He could actually kill me really fast. I've just suddenly realized that I actually probably should have killed that stuff. So he has 12, 14 damage potential. Has he got anything that could help him? He throws out lesser heal immediately. So he'll survive. He's going to have to kill off my Angry Chicken. If he doesn't do that, then I'm just going to kill him immediately. He knows that, so he cancels out some of his own damage. I need something to keep me in this. Searing, he's going to get rid of the Healing Totem. Okay, and then he can just kill the Searing Totem with that. So now he's got a big 8 damage potential thing on the board, and he just played a Silverhand Knight as well. This is rapidly turning against me. I can take more swings at him, but unless I get something really good on the field, I could die here. I'm trying to beat him down, but I don't have what I need to do it. Totemic Call goes out. That's going to give me another Searing Totem. I've got a Taunt creature, which will die almost immediately. And I'm still just trying to rush him down, just beating him into the floor with this hammer. Oh, man. And I've got to have one creature alive next turn to do damage, because he can heal himself back up to 5 and only have 4 damage potential left in this weapon. So I need something to live. Something must live. And I don't think anything that the Shaman can... Yeah, I mean, if I drew a lightning bolt next turn, I'd be fine. Stealth creature comes out. Alright, so he's going to go right at that and just kill my Tauren warrior. He has no taunt, thank God. Does he have the common sense to kill the Searing Totem? Yes, he does. Okay. So now he's going to go right at me. Now I'm on borrowed time. I am dead next turn unless I get a good card. And I didn't. I'm dead, I think. Yeah, I don't see a way out of this now. He's killed me. I almost had him. Searing Totem, like that's going to help. Bollocks. Bollocks. Well, GG. I lose. That sucks. Wow.
Well played.
Not really. That was terrible. I almost had him. I was within one turn of having him, and I failed. I am sad now. Alright, we're up against a hunter. Okay. Well, that's a lot of interesting early game options, isn't it? Alright, we'll keep that. The last game was ugly, to say the least. It was not good. It was not good at all. I'm sure we can do better than that. Let's see how it turns out. So I've got an acidic swamp ooze. Hunters do have weapons, but not that many of them. I know there's like one... I've only actually ever seen one bow. I'm not sure if there are any more in the game that a hunter can use. Everything is a hunter weapon in World of Warcraft, but I don't think that really applies here. Okay, we can start off with a taunt. Great. Sounds good. It's like, I could play the Geomancer if I wanted to, but I'd rather keep the coin. It'll just give me a bit more flexibility. And getting a taunt creature out on turn 1 is great. Means if you happen to have a charged creature or anything and just say, yep, you can't do anything about that. Oh, pint-sized summoners. Yeah, nasty little bastards. Can't really let them stick around. Thankfully, I've got an Earth Shock that will allow me to deal with that. I could throw out... I think this is the time for the coin, because what I do is I Earth Shock there, and then I bring out the Acidic Swamp Ooze, and then I've got 2 creatures on the field. Or I bring out the Geomancer, but that's got more damage potential. Thing is, I do have spells, so I think the Geomancer might be a better option. I could play the Geomancer first, which would actually... Oh, that would kill the creature as well. Haha, yes! Now, this is the smart way to do things. Okay, so we play the Geomancer, we then play the coin, we then Earth Shock that, which kills it, and that leaves things nice and open, and that means you can't use your Pint-Sized Summoner. Those, I tell you, Pint-Sized Summoners can catch you out completely. If you get one of those out in turn 2, suddenly you're able to play a creature way more powerful than you should have been able to. Very powerful card, very dangerous. Okay. Bear comes out. I do have a Lightning Bolt, or alternatively I can play that Dalaran Mage, or I can play the Acidic Swamp Ooze and the Lightning Bolt, which I think is probably the best option. It's an Overload, which kind of sucks, but I don't have anything in my hand that's going to be affected too much by that. Can't play Forked Lightning because there aren't 2 creatures on the board, so that's how we're going to play things. We are going to Lightning Bolt that, and then we're going to Acidic Swamp Ooze, and then we're going to hit him with 1. There we go. The one thing I like about Hearthstone is the ability to queue up all of these actions in a very smooth manner. That's very, very nice indeed. Alright, now I've got 3 creatures. He's got nothing on the board. I have a Forked Lightning, so if he plays 2 creatures, I can just zap them immediately. I have another Spell Power creature available. And I've got decent damage potential of 5 per turn. This is a good spot to be in. But as we have destroy a random enemy minion, that's kind of annoying, so down goes my Taunt creature. At least none of my damage potential went down, so I guess that's okay. Faceless Manipulator. Alright, cool. We'll keep an eye on that one. So really, I've got 2 options here. Either I play my Dalaran Mage or I stomp a totem, and I'm going to play my Dalaran Mage. That means that, hey, I can deal quite a bit here. I can deal 4 damage to 2 random enemies with these 2 spell power creatures. That's very nice. So let's deal that 5 damage I was talking about there and end the turn. Cool. I think this kind of spell power deck for Shaman might have potential, but maybe I need more spells. Just maybe in this draw I didn't get it. 1/7 taunt creatures. God, I hate those. Very powerful. Very useful. You know what's even better, though? If I, myself, use the Faceless Manipulator to gain a 1/7 taunt creature, that would be pretty cool. But it does mean I'm going to be sort of horribly beating on this thing for a while. Do I have damage potential enough to kill it? No. Yes, I do, actually. So not only will we beat the snot out of it, we will become it. There we go. Now I suddenly have a 1/7 taunt creature, which fixes the taunt problems that I actually had in this deck. There we go. So we just beat our way right the way through there, and then we end the turn. Cool. So I now have 4 creatures, even though they're a little bit weak. Maybe I could stomp a totem and heal them back up again. And he has none. And that's good. He does have a card advantage, though. So, and I did burn my Faceless Manipulator. Another taunt creature. Yeah, typical. Please play another creature so I can Fort Lightning that thing. Ah, damn it. He's not going to be kind today. Okay. All right. Well, that's actually fine, because this Fen Creeper can't kill my stuff, because there's a muggish the warden sitting there. What we do have is a Flame Tongue Totem. Yeah. Flame Tongue. And we also have that Stormforged Axe. So I'm thinking we stomp this totem down in the middle here. Just want to give him a little bit extra bite, because I know he's going to have to be hit in some way. So I'm going to give him that bite. And then what I want to do is stomp a totem, then play my Stormforged Axe. Please give me healing. Please give me healing. Please give me healing. Nope. Taunt. I'll take it. There we go. All right, I've got 30 health right now. So I can afford to take a swing at that taunt guy and not really worry too much. I mean, he's only going to do 3 to me. I could then kill him if I wanted. Bear in mind, if I kill this, it's going to bump this along, and it's going to gain the benefit anyway. So that's actually fine. I'll still gain the benefit of having this Flame Tongue. So we're going to do that. I will throw, as weird as it sounds, I am going to throw that at it. There we go. That suddenly still gives him that damage potentially. See that? Yeah, see it? Yeah. Sweet. And then we just beat on him. Absolute monstrous. Cool. Excellent. So I now have 5 creatures, and he has none. I have Forked Lightning. Alright, Animal Companion, please play another beast so I can throw down that Forked Lightning. I just want to feel... I want to feel how it feels. Like, Misha is just going to explode. Please play another creature. Let me blow up that bear. Come on. I beg ye. Play another creature. Play it. Just play it. It's the best option right now. Yes! Starving Buzzard comes into play. And now it's time to go zap, zap, zap. Oh, bollocks. Alright. Well, actually, that's actually fine. He could just beat on my Warden, I suppose. I'm still going to melt them next turn, so who cares? Alright, you want to kill a totem? That's fine. That actually had no effect whatsoever, so that's fine. Cool. Zap, zap! Hey, hey! God, that's powerful. Ah, yeah. Alright. Young Dragonhawk comes out. Can I kill him? 4, 7, 9, 10, 11. Nope. But he might die next turn. He probably will. Another totem comes down. More taunt. Beat on him. There we go. Oh, I could have swung the axe at him. I should have done that. That was kind of silly. I really should be more careful about forgetting that stuff. Bear in mind, he still has 8 mana. He could pull something that could absolutely screw me over here. Explosive Trap would clear this entire line. So here's hoping he doesn't have that. Thank you for the mana crystal. But... yeah, he's dead. G to the G. There we go. Sweet. Okay, that went pretty well for me. Those 2 spell power creatures were worth their weight in gold. We had a nice amount of buffs, and hey, there's 40 gold and some Flame Tongue Totems. Hey, that's quite appropriate considering. That was a valuable card. I like that. Alright, so we're 2 for 2 right now. I'm starting to get the hang of this deck. It was an unfortunate loss against the Priest. I didn't play well. But that went my way. I got the early creatures out that I needed. I got the kind of power that I needed. Alright, it's going to be a mage deck now. Alright. Okay. Right, what do we got? Decent amount of selection, I feel. Maybe not so keen on having the Faceless Manipulator right now, but the thing is, if I throw it back in the hand, who knows when I'm going to get it, so I think I'm going to hang on to it. I do have that Taunt and that Lightning Bolt available, plus I can stomp a totem on turn 2 if I need to. Or I can do both, if I want to use my coin to do so, yeah, it should be alright. I got that Dalaran Mage as well, so I do have a bit of spell power boost. So, I've got a decent amount of board clear that can kind of rival the stuff that this guy can do. It depends what he's got, really. We will see, shall we not? In the meantime, let's just mess with the windows. There you go. Ways to distract yourself. Infinite glass! I think we're just taunting. I don't really want to overload next turn, because I could get the Dalaran Mage out on turn 2 with the coin, so... yeah, I think we're just going to taunt. That's a good solid foundation. Doesn't do any damage, but it absorbs damage that comes out, so I'll take that. Murloc Tidehunter. Alright, so there's 2 Murlocs already. Those could be pretty nasty. Could Flame Tongue, and then suddenly things start to get a little bit wild. Or I could bring out that Dalaran Mage. She doesn't have the damage potential to kill the Shield Bearer next turn. I don't... Yeah, I think I'm just going to stand my ground. I'm going to toss out the coin, and I'm going to gain the Dalaran Mage there. Cool. So, he can't kill my Shield Bearer this turn. Unless he throws out, say, a Raid Leader, which would buff the attack up. Secret. This could be anything. It's a turn 3 secret. There's about 6 different secrets that the mage could have. So it's difficult to know exactly what he's just tossed out. Okay, Ogre Mage, I can't play it, unfortunately. Flame Tongue Totem can play it. And suddenly I'm going to gain some interesting damage potential. I'm going to actually be able to attack with this guy, which is unusual. Alternatively, I can Lightning Bolt. But that's going to give me that overload, which is going to shut that down. So I'm thinking the best option I've got right now is to Flame Tongue Totem in the center here. Oh, that's triggered a secret. Oh, please don't tell me that's a counter spell. Oh, it's Mirror Entity. Oh, God, he's got a Flame Tongue Totem. Thankfully, that's not going to help him that much, because I can still kill his stuff. And I should, now that he has this. But this is going to sit there being irritating. Ugh. That's kind of ugly. I might just want to kill it immediately, but there's 4 damage. Ah! I still have a Lightning Bolt. I still have a Lightning Bolt. I think there's just too much risk of leaving that thing alive. I really do. I don't want to leave it alive at all. I don't like that, but I just need rid of it. It's too dangerous. Now, I could kill these guys next turn, but I'd rather just have them have to take a swing at me. So I'm going to hit them with a 4. There we go. Make sure they swing at me. I don't... Is that the best option? I don't think it is, actually, because that kind of leaves one of those creatures open to being buffed in some way. So yeah, I think next time I come into that situation, I should just kill it off. If I know it's going to die next turn, I should just kill it off. Lava Burst available. That's more overload. That's going to be some heavy stuff. I'm going to be very limited if I cast that this turn. That's one of the downsides of this. The fact that I don't get my Ogre Mage out in turn 4 is already a problem as it is. So, yes, we shall avoid that. Let's stomp a totem down. And then let's just get... We can either get the Ogre Mage out, or we can get the Faceless Manipulator out next turn. Healing Totem, always nice to have. Do I want to start killing off his minions, or do I want to start doing direct damage to him? That's always the tough one, isn't it? The Murloc Tidehunter only has 2, so he could go straight for my Healing Totem. There is that 3/3 Silvermoon Guardian, which is going to be kind of annoying. I think I'm just going to go straight for him. Especially at a time when he doesn't have a secret in play, because Lord knows if he's got more of those. Alright, so I've got the health advantage. I'll clear my overload next turn. Another damn secret. We saw the Mirror Entity one first. Fire blasting me directly. Interesting. Okay, so he's... Yeah, thought he'd use that. Ah, he's going to take the Flame Tongue out. I didn't really have a means of killing that anyway, but that kind of sucks. That's a lot of damage potential gone that I would have otherwise had. Faceless Manipulator, not worth playing at this stage. I could buff up this Lava Burst and do an obscene amount of damage with either the Kobold, Geomancer, or that. That might work. Bloodlust is kind of pointless. I don't have enough stuff on the field. So I'm thinking we just play that and just like do 8 damage to him directly. The thing is, I don't know what he's got. That's hard to say. Let's play the Geomancer first, because if it's a mirror entity, then that's going to trigger the secret. Okay, cool, it's a mirror entity. That's not too big a deal then. Because if it was a counter spell, that would have countered the Lava Burst, which would have sucked. So I wanted to play that first to be sure. Now I can deal 7 damage to him with the Lava Burst, which is pretty good. I think it will put a 2 overload on me, which means that next turn I'll be kind of limited. I can play my Ogre Magi, but... I think we're just beating him down. Like, so far, he hasn't really had a lot of taunt. He's already down to half health as it is. He's going to start killing stuff off, which is annoying. Like, this Silvermoon Guardian is going to be an absolute pain in my ass. But we will keep at it. I was hoping to be able to throw something at him. Like a silence. I wonder if that Divine Shield works for that. Healing goes down, there's a taunt. Okay, so he's got a lot of stuff on the field, and I don't have ways to clear it. He's currently beating on me right now, which I'm okay with. Okay, he uses Murloc to cancel that out. That was pretty smart. Ah, Forked Lightning. Great. Unfortunately, that means that I'm going to overload again, and I'm going to be limited in what I've got. Forked Lightning could kill It's only going to kill one of his creatures if I use it. That's why I don't necessarily think it's the best idea. Plus that another overload would be very, very problematic for me. That means I still can't use my Bloodlust. I still can't use my Faceless. So I want to play that for the time being. Just, hey, I got some more threats on the field. You're going to have to deal with them whether you like it or not. And then I could start beating on that. So does he attempt to kill me or does he try and take my minions out? He could. I mean, that Darkscale Healer could kill that Ogre Magi and still remain alive. Which is... Oh, alternatively, you could just poly the damn thing. So that's even worse. And another secret goes down. Yeah, I'm losing control of this game very quickly here. I mean, he's just evened it up in one turn, so hey. Yeah, I think we can safely say that's problematic. Okay, Faceless Manipulator. I could use that to gain myself a copy of the Darkscale Healer. Forked Lightning, also a possibility here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get that 4 damage out, which definitely sucks. I should play the Unbound Elemental first, though, if I'm going to throw that out. So let's do that. There we go. That throws that out. That's a bugger all, didn't it? I'll probably just use this to get rid of his Darkscale Healer, because there's just so much damage potential there. I don't like it. Stomp a Totem, because I've got nothing better to do. That gets me a bit taunt. That's always nice. I don't like throwing away that spell power, but I've already thrown a lot of spells away as it is, so it's...
Vaporization commencing.
Oh, I keep forgetting I can't get rid of that, so I guess I can just get rid of his taunt creature. And I'll probably just throw the sheep right at him. There's nothing I can kill immediately with it, so... And I also want to see if he's got a secret, which he does. And it's probably something like, oh, it's a Vaporize. Alright, cool, that was a waste of his Vaporize. That was just a sheep, so whatever. So yeah, I'm glad that I sent that out first. That was a good decision, I think. But he still has a lot of damage that he can throw at me. He can use his Kobold to kill my Stoneclaw Totem. He can then throw 7 damage at me. Or he can try and kill my Unbound Elemental. And he still has 8 mana and 3 cards. So he's in a great spot. He really is. Bloodlust would give me more damage potential, but it won't give me enough to kill him next turn.
What to do? What to do?
I mean, all that would really do is what, take him to... Yep. Spells costing 1 less. There we go. Please tell me this is not Flame Strike. Ah! Alright. So he throws out a Brewmaster to make his Darkscale Healer go back into his hand so he can use it again. Alright. Solid. That was a weird decision. Not sure why he did that. That was a waste of mana. He could have thrown that at me. Because he's going to have to kill it anyway. So... Alright, the question is, does he try and take my minions out? He doesn't have the damage potential to kill him, so he's just going to go directly for me. Okay. Bloodlust is not going to give me enough to kill him. Annoyingly enough. And it's either that or I play the Fire Elemental, but I have no protection. But that is a 6/5 creature. And it can deal 3 damage, which means I could just kill off his Silvermoon Guardian, which would leave him with, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage ability, which could still kill me. Tough one. Tough one. Okay. And that Overload is really getting me. That is killing me hard. I could use that, but that would send a creature back to my hand, which I actually don't want. So, Bloodlust is what? So I've got 5 damage potential. That would take it up to 11. It's not enough. I think we just play the Fire Elemental and kind of hope for the best at this stage. Who do we deal 3 damage to? Do we kill one of his creatures off, or do we attack him? I think we've got to get rid of one of his creatures, really, don't we? I'm just thinking about that. So it's like 12... And then Bloodlust, he'd actually die next turn, but he's going to kill off my stuff anyway, so that's not going to happen. He's not that dumb. Ugh. The 5/4 is a pain in the ass as well. If I hit that, then I can use my... Yeah, let's do that.
Vaporization commencing.
Okay, and then we kill off his Silvermoon Guardian. And keep that Elemental alive. And that still means we've got this guy sitting around. So, okay. He's got a little bit less creature advantage now, because otherwise he just had this overwhelming force. So I think I've done the right thing there. Eliminating his big heavy hitter. He does have another... He's got that Najatar healer. Oh, God. He has a Faceless Manipulator. Oh, God. I have a Faceless Manipulator. Thankfully, it doesn't trigger the battle cry. Otherwise, that would be really bad. I could bring another one out of that. Okay, he's going to kill off my Elemental. Which makes sense. Kills off one of his creatures to do it. I have Bloodlust. I also have Forked Lightning. Things might start to turn in my favor in a minute. Okay. It's going to overload, and that'll kind of suck. But if I have 2 Fire Elementals out in the field, he's going to be struggling a bit. Okay, so I'm hoping this kills that and that. That's my hope. Alternatively, I could Bloodlust, but it won't help because my Faceless Manipulator is going to be asleep. So, Fork Lightning first. Alright, didn't quite hit what I hoped for. Would have been nice if I hit something else. Then what we can do is we can copy that and create a second one. We'll play our Totemic Call first. Bloodlust won't kill him, so I'm not going to use it this turn. Taunt. Ideal. I fucking deal. Alright, Faceless Manipulator. That means another one of those. And we go right at him. Honestly. Alternatively, we kill off his main damage source. Kill off his main damage source. I know this sounds weird, but I want rid of that. Because what I see happening next turn is he uses the Sorcerer's Apprentice to kill this. And then he goes through with that, and maybe he has a card that, like, Fireball that does 3 damage and he kills me instantly. So, as weird as it sounds getting rid of that Fire Elemental, I think that's the best option. Plus, if I then Bloodlust, I think... Why did he silence me? He should have silenced the Stoneclaw. That was a very strange decision. But I guess he was going to kill it anyway. Silencing that doesn't actually do anything, as you can see. Alright. I still can't kill him. But I'm not dead yet. The thing is, if I don't get taunt, I'm probably dead anyway. Because he can just go right through me. So, unless this gets me taunt, I'm doomed. And it does. Thank God. Okay. Playing it a little bit close. Master Swordsmith or Bloodlust? Bloodlust is... Again, there's no point. If I can stay alive till next turn and use that Bloodlust, I'll be in a good spot. I still think I'm dead. I actually am. Yeah, he'd have to do something stupid to lose here. Yeah, because what he'll do next turn is he'll take that, he'll kill my Stoneclaw Totem, and then he'll do that, and then do 1 more damage, and that is it. That's all I got. Yeah, that sucks.
Hello.
What have I got? Alternatively... No. No, I'm not dead. I can kill off one of his creatures, so he doesn't have that damage potential. I shouldn't have Bloodlusted. I'm a moron. I'm a moron. I just threw away the game. I think I just threw that game. Jesus. I'm so stupid. Oh, damn it. I'm such an idiot. Oh, God. I might still have it. It's unlikely. Oh. No, I'm definitely dead now. No, I think I was going to lose regardless. It doesn't matter what I did there. I'm dead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I did there, because it would have taken that down to 1 health, which means that he could assassinate with a Fire Blast. The only thing I could have safely killed would have been that, and that doesn't... No, maybe that would have worked, because he wouldn't have had the Sorcerer's Apprentice to break the... Stupid. Stupid. Alright, well, we might get a taunt, which we don't, so I'm now dead. There's no question about that. GG.